Yo, StreamYard. Sort yourself out, bro. Why you lagging, bro? Big up honesty, bro. Before anyone says anything, I know it's lagging. I don't know why though. It's nothing to do with my internet. Got the best internet round the round. You get me? But so you have to bear with me a second, man, because technical difficulties and that when you're doing a live show. Um, yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on here. This is kind of. I might have to jump out and jump back in, bro. I don't know what the fuck is. I don't know what to do. Let me go through YouTube and see how it comes up. Yeah. To be fair, they have put a caution message up as well. Let me see what happens if I stop the camera. Okay, let me know how the audio is now. Can you hear me normal? Is the audio lagging as well? I don't even know how long it takes to pop up, but if you can let me know if the audio is lagging. I'm not gonna leave the whole show. I'll be back in, obviously, but big up Gary, big up bro. Uh, just waiting for the show to start properly because there's okay, audio's good. I don't want to do just audio though because it's a bit terrible doing it that way. So let me honestly, if you hold the fort for me in the comment section, and then let me jump out and then jump back in. Um, and then yeah, big up Gary. Yeah, let me jump out and jump back in, and then hopefully it stops lagging and I can just refresh it. I won't end the stream though, so give me a second. Right then, let's see how it works out, man. I lowered the quality to 720 just to see what it would do. Um, from my screen, it's still lagging a little bit, but it should be enough to do the show properly. Um, big up honesty for that, bro. But yeah, we'll see how it moves throughout, man. I don't want to give people bad quality of a show, bro. But obviously, we're live. We're already here. I don't get it at all. Like my Wi-Fi bar's perfect. Um, running the Meg speed's perfect as well. So StreamYard just moving a bit mad. So hopefully, it picks up a little bit. And hopefully the comments don't take too long to come in. But what I'll do is I'll run YouTube alongside it. That way, if your comments come through on YouTube before it does on StreamYard, I can still answer those comments as well. But big up to everyone jumping in. Big up to everyone who's gonna come in later on. Hopefully, you lot can just skip to this part of the stream and then see what's moving. But yeah, man, we're it's a weekend coming up now. We are approaching big weekend in wrestling. Usually when we say big weekend wrestling, we're talking about WrestleMania weekend. We're talking about wrestling in terms of the quality that we're about to see, the oversaturation through but quality. This one not as such, but I do want to speak about how WWE seemingly have gone all in this weekend, pun intended, seemingly trying to drown out and burn down the competition that they said wasn't competition, by the way. How it affects the PLEs coming up this weekend, how it affects the people on the roster. Big up Alexander. See you in the chat. Big up, brother. Nice to see you. Yeah, Gary, you already know the vibes, man. Keeping hydrated, that's always my thing, bro. I'll tell you what, man, like I've been fasting all week. So I've been on I haven't had any today might be my first meal, depending because my son's gonna be here, but I've had I've been on Alpro shakes all week, and water and a couple of Red Bulls. So yeah. I tend to do that anyway, just to let my cells rejuvenate and stuff like that. So my body's not always working, breaking down food. But that's another day for more science. But um, also with the heat the way it is, I don't really, you can eat out of boredom. You just want to eat something, but I'm not hungry at all really. So positives in it, find positives where you can. Um, yeah, but yeah, I do want to speak about how it affects the PLEs, how it affects what's going on. So we're going to talk about that coming up in the show. We're going to cover Great American Bash and AEW All In coming up on the show as well. Not so much every match individually, but just the bigger matches. No disrespect to the smaller matches on the card, but listen, time's limited, and I just want to cover it and see what's happening. So it's very interesting. But Alexander said I've watched All In since its conception, so I'll be watching that live, then Great American Bash after. Yeah, well, the thing is, at the moment for me, people keep asking me if I'm going to do a watch along, and I've always been very honest. Obviously, I want to give the people what they want to see, but also have to think about it from my point of view. Less people watch an AEW who are subscribed. Most of the AEW people who subscribe to my channel have left. Not through anything rude and that they just probably thought I was going to cover more AEW. But what happened with me is when I was doing early reactions of AEW and trying to help the company in the beginning, trying to promote it and stuff like that, I got copyright striked in it. So I just said I'm never going to do an AEW reaction again. And then we'd have a lot of streams and everyone would come in the chat and start dissing AEW, even the ones who ain't even watched it. So I was like, okay, they obviously don't want to see AEW. Then you same thing with NXT. People talk a good game, and when somebody debuts from NXT, they're like, "Oh my god, it's blah blah from NXT." But when I come on to speak about NXT, nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to join the watch along. So I'm like, a watch along. It's not hard work for me to do. Obviously, most of the work goes into the thumbnails and stuff like that before. But to sit there for 3 hours for a pay per view that I could just watch in the comfort of my house without being on camera, I might as well do that if people are not going to join the watch along. Because no disrespect to anyone, obviously I appreciate every person who joins. But if I'm going to sit in a watch along with 4 people for NXT, not much conversation, it's kind of like it's not really worth it. And the same thing with AEW. So on TikTok though, a lot of people follow me based on AEW, so it's a bit of a weird mix really. But I'm a fan of AEW. I'm a fan of NXT. I think every company seems to have their quirks. I like TNA. The only thing I don't like about TNA is the crowd. It puts me off a little bit because it feels like COVID almost. Um, Ring of Honor I like, but I don't watch. I don't watch Ring of Honor at all. I'm not trying to scour the internet to find wrestling. There's already too much. So they're the kind of things I watch. I watch reality of wrestling all the time. I like reality of wrestling. I'm a fan of Booker T, so I will always join there and try and support. And I like seeing what up and coming wrestlers are coming through the ranks as well. So yeah, it's very interesting. Big weekend for wrestling. This weekend we'll kick off with SmackDown, of course, tonight. Which technically tomorrow if you're in the UK, Saturday morning, but tonight in America, 8 p.m. Eastern, I think. SmackDown tonight. Then we go into tomorrow daytime in the US and then UK nighttime ish. It'll still be daylight outside. Tomorrow's going to be interesting because Saturday you have NXT Great American Bash at 2:30 watch time. So NXT Great American Bash 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which in England is about 7:30. And then you have AEW at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, in the UK, it's about 8 p.m., so they'll both be on at the same time. Head to head, face to face, back to back. Now, the difference is NXT Great American Bash is a regular PLE for AEW. I mean, for the NXT, to the point where, do you remember that we used to get Great American Bash on like a Tuesday? And I know before anyone says I'm lying, I remember because when Keith Lee won his title, the double title, it was on a Tuesday against Adam Cole. So you've got that. AEW, NXT are going up against AEW's WrestleMania. They're going up against All In now. I don't think the competition for views and stuff are there as much anymore because, well, AEW defeated NXT before when Triple H was running NXT. I didn't want to admit it at the time, but it did happen because that was the black and gold brand and it started to change a little bit. Triple H tried to go head to head with AEW. He failed. And then once he failed, he decided to tell us that AEW is never competition, and oh my god, you beat a developmental brand. You don't work like that, bro. You wanted to go to war, you lost the war. To the point where NXT changed the days it was on and stuff like that. So it did change it. AEW All In's looking interesting. It's always a packed stack show when it comes to AEW All In. Different for me this year, which is weird because All In's earlier this year. It's normally in August, but obviously they're doing Forbidden Door in August this year. And yeah, as Alexander said from the inception, he's watched every AEW All In. Same. I've been to all the AEW All In since they've been there in the UK, Wembley Stadium. Enjoyed myself thoroughly, had a great time, fun matches. But then I remember last year, 2024, when me and my son finished watching AEW All In, Tony Khan came out at the end after the Daniel Bryan match, and he announced that normally he announces that AEW All In, we're doing it again here, Wembley Stadium next year. This time, he came out and announced AEW All In won't be here next year. It will be in Texas, but Forbidden Door will be at Wembley Stadium. Now, I don't think Forbidden Door is going to be successful at Wembley Stadium. And what I mean by that is people will watch, and there is like indie fans around, a lot around the UK that will probably turn up, and the tickets will probably be cheaper than usual. But it won't be like All In because there's going to be a whole half of the roster on that night that are from like Japan and stuff like that. And if you don't watch them, then you're only going to go to watch your Moxleys and stuff like that. So I don't really know. It's very interesting how that works out. Um, I'm not going because as much as I enjoy New Japan Wrestling, I don't watch it a lot. I don't have the time, and I'm not invested in any of the characters for me to be excited that oh my god, it's Forbidden Door, dream match, dream match. That's just a catchy thing for people to say in modern day wrestling, but everything can't be a dream match. I've never dreamed of these two fighting. It ain't my dream match. You know what I'm saying? So it's a bit of a weird one. In the comment section, Alexander said, I'm looking forward to Evolution mostly because I want to see my team crush Kelly Kelly. I mean, Kelly Kelly was the. She's somehow stayed in great nick. I saw her with. Do you remember at WrestleMania weekend, we saw her with Liv Morgan and Raquel, was it? At the Wale Fest, dancing on stage? Yeah, yeah, Kelly Kelly's levels, man. So, Bill Gary says Triple H needs help in creative Savage. He does. He does. I mean, he has help there. And it's very hard when I do these videos because I've always got something to say against Paul Levesque, which makes it sound like I hate him. Well, I don't because Triple H was one of my favorite wrestlers. But as much as I know as well that he's not the only person on the creative team, he is the person who has the final decision. He's the person whose job title says that he's the boss of creative. So it means that you're bad at your job either way. You're either bad at your job because your creative sucks, or you're bad at your job because you don't delegate the right jobs to the right people and you keep okaying rubbish. We've been getting subpar Raws and SmackDowns and PLEs for a whole year. I would argue that since WrestleMania 40, because I thought the pay-per-views before WrestleMania 40 were good. I would argue that since WrestleMania 40, we've had decent pay-per-views. But if I had to pick standouts, there's probably about 3, 4 maybe in a year. Not to mention a lot of them are down to the crowd, and it's in Europe, so the crowd's over, and Backlash is France, but realistically, when you look at the card and look at how the shows went, ain't been that great really. And then don't get me started. In 2025, it's been really bad. We had a good Royal Rumble, we had a good Elimination Chamber. That's kind of it. That's kind of it. Um, WrestleMania, no one seemed to enjoy it too much, so subpar. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if they change anything. We'll see if they fix anything. But let's get on to what's coming up this weekend. I forgot to mention when I just spoke about what's going to be there. So let's run it again. Friday Night SmackDown. Saturday daytime. 2:30 AEW, no, Great American Bash NXT. 3 p.m. AEW All In. 1 a.m. which is, I'm guessing, it's 8 in the Eastern. So straight after NXT, straight after AEW, will be Saturday night's main event. Saturday night main event that's been very basic since it started. And the card for this Saturday night main event is like, I understand there's big names there, but it's like a Raw card. Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre, Gunter versus Goldberg. I think there's one of the women's matches on there as well. Actually, I don't think there is actually because the of what's going on, but it's crazy. It's crazy to think how it's changed like that, but we'll see. Honestly, I've always enjoyed NXT more than Raw and SmackDown lately. I haven't been watching clips on YouTube very much. I understand. The thing is with NXT is even if you miss it, you go in and watch the clips and you'll realize they're running stories there and there's actual stuff going on. It's kind of crazy that that's how it's going with NXT. They're putting some thought into the stories. They're leaving the building, the change in location. They seem to have producers and camera people and directors for the promos. But the main roster is a simple formula. Raw or SmackDown will start. You'll see the people walking with their suitcase and their Starbucks. It will go to Michael Cole and Corey or Michael Cole and Pat McAfee. They will talk for about 30 seconds. Someone's music will go off. They're not coming to the ring for a match like back in the day. They're coming to the ring to talk. Every single show starts off with a promo. Every single show. Every single, like, when was the last time a show started off with somebody being attacked because the week before the other person got over on them? When was the first time it started with somebody, I don't know, nearly running somebody over in the car park? When was the last time it started with a fight going in the change room? Like, there's so much different things they can do. It's very poor. So you get the Starbucks, you get the promo, and then they come in and their mouth off, and then they get interrupted by somebody else. And when that person comes out, if it's not going to go into a triple threat or whatever, then people will have a face off. They'll talk a lot. They'll turn their back on each other. Somebody will swing, or if nobody swings, there would be a mic drop, and then they'll walk off and roll out the ring, and then they'll go to an advert, and then they'll give you a match that you don't care about, and then you'll have a segment backstage with Adam Pearce or Nick Aldis with people already in the office moaning about something, and then Nick or Adam will put people in the match for no reason that nobody cares about because it's official. That's the formula. And then the show will probably end off not in a singles match, but probably in a tag match with people that don't need to be in a tag team together when you have a tag team division. It's terrible. It's terrible. Um, Obviously we covered Evolution yesterday. There are matches that I want to see. I think an AEW All In Kenny Omega to take on Jonathan Moxley. Looking forward to that. No, it's not Kenny Omega. Is it Hangman Page or is it Kenny Omega? I swear no, it's Kenny Omega versus Ospreay. Hangman Page versus, I'll get it. All In. Got it here. Let's go through the match card. We'll fly through this because again, a lot of people don't watch AEW, so I don't want to waste time on it. I think if you're in the UK, you can watch it on the Zone. For me, I've got other means of watching AEW to be honest, but let's get it. So AEW from Texas, 8 p.m. GMT, this UK time, and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time again. So I could actually stay up and watch NXT and All In simply because All In's going to be about 4 hours and NXT is going to be about 2.5 hours. Then it'll finish at 12. I'm not staying up for main event though. So here we go. The Women's Casino Gauntlet match for the future of the AEW Women's Championship. They always have this. They have the men's one as well. Very similar to the Money in the Bank, but they have both of them at their main show. Again, I would prefer our Money in the Bank for WWE to be on night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania. I think it adds a bit more intrigue. The pay-per-view of Money in the Bank is actually pointless. Apart from having the 2 Money in the Bank matches, every other match is just surplus to requirements. It's whatever it is. So then you have the Hurt Syndicate to take on Jet Speed versus the Patriarchy for a triple threat tag team championships. So this is Hurt Syndicate. We hurt people. We hurt people. Yep, this is Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin in the tag team We'll probably be joined to the ring with MVP and MJF for the Hurt Syndicate. We have Jet Speed. Then we have the Patriarchy with Christian and Killswitch. Moving on from there, we have Swerve, Strickland, and Osprey versus the Young Bucks. This probably will be the best tag team match of the weekend. Um, although it's one of those matches that are definitely going to be better live because this is going to be a lot of super kicks. Lots of super kicks. A lot of super kicks and no selling. But we'll see. Big up everyone in the chat. Clearly, I'm still lagging, but I'm glad you're still here with me. As long as you can hear me, the audio is the main thing. Anyway, let me get through the drink. We have Okada versus Kenny Omega to unify the AEW Continental Championship and the AEW International Championship into the inaugural AEW Unified Championship. That was a lot to say, but I'm actually glad that they're unifying it. They got too many belts on AEW. Way too many belts. Speaking of too many belts, Timeless Tony Storm takes on Mercedes 6 belts Monet. If Monet wins this match, she picks up 7 women's belts. 7 belts. 7. 7. The only one she doesn't have now is the tag team battle part and the AEW championship. It's kind of crazy. I'm hoping Tony Storm picks up the victory there. We have Adam Cole versus Carl Fletcher for the TNT championship. And then the main event of the show will be Jon Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page in a death match, the Texas death match for the AEW championship. This match is going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be cringe in some points. It's going to be painful. It's going to be rough. It's going to be a rough watch. There's going to be some cool spots in there. There's going to be some suspect spots in there. There's going to be some spots in there that you're worried about the safety of the wrestlers, but that's just how they get down in these death matches, especially in AEW. So definitely interesting to see what happens there. But I think it's going to be pretty brutal. Moving on, we got NXT Great American Bash. And big up to everyone in the chat. I won't stay here too long because the lagging thing's actually winding me up a bit. I don't like having bad content. I can't even reuse it now. But yeah, let's get the match card. Load it up. So we have, I think we did go over this a bit yesterday, but it's not really important. We will see the debut wrestling match of Blake Monroe as well. So I'm interested to see that. But let's get the main stuff out of the way. I think there's about 5 matches on the card. And I always enjoy the pay-per-views. We have Javon Evans to take on Jasper Troy. If you don't know who Jasper Troy is, if you watch WWE LFG, he was in the first season. I watched WWE LFG about 6 episodes maybe, and then I just kind of give up because it was kind of like not very intriguing where it was. I don't know, but that should be a fun match. Javon Evans probably needs the victory there. Jasper Troy is new, but he's a bit of a powerhouse. He's already fought Obafemi and ran him close, so that'll be interesting to see. We had Ethan Page versus Ricky Saints in a Falls Count Anywhere match for the NXT North American Championship. I'm excited for this one. Now I'm thinking of it, I might do the watch along still because for NXT, and then I'll just have AEW on in the background because this match is everything, man. Like Falls Count Anywhere, both former AEW. Yeah, this could be a big one. Then we have Sol Ruka versus Izzy Dame for the NXT Women's North American Championship. Again, Sol Ruka, massive fan of Sol Ruka. Izzy Dame, massive fan of Izzy Dame. I think Sol Ruka is going to pick up the victory here. If anyone didn't see when Sol Ruka won a title, that was a great moment. I think it was a soul snatcher off the top of the ladder. Amazing. We have Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe, formerly known as... Yep, you already know it. Versus Fatal Influence. Now, this is interesting because... Oh, it's Mariah May, if you don't know. Some people don't watch AEW. But this match is interesting because I don't really like it. I don't think it's needed. There's no tag team titles there involved either. Jordan Grace, I get it. Blake Monroe, they've had a story there though, so I do like that. But I don't know. JC Jane, she's going to be fighting at Women's Evolution as well to put an NXT title on the line. So I don't think they needed to involve her in this match. Have the other two. Have Fallon Henley in that in the match 2-on-2, and then don't involve her because she's going to be fighting doing double duty for the day after. So as again, Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe take on Fatal Influence. Decent build up though. Decent build up. And then I think it's the fifth and final match, or the fourth and final match. We have the ruler, Obafemi, versus Inamura for the NXT Championship. This match is going to be brutal. Heavyweights throwing each other around. Yeah, it's going to be a brutal match. I'm very interested to see the outcome of this one. Inamura, yeah, I think he was in his tag team match where I saw the best of him. And I've known who he is for a long time, but I've never really paid too much attention to him. But seeing what he's done over the last few months and stuff like that, very interesting. I think he's a good contestant, very good contestant to test the strength of Obafemi and see where he can lead with that. So that's interesting as well. And then let's move on to Saturday night's main event, which on the WWE website, I swear, there's like 3 matches I can see on there, but 1 a.m. starting. So again, that's the reason why it's a bit to go straight from AEW and NXT to watching that. That means you'll be up from 2:30 and then till 1 o'clock. I don't know if you realize how long you'll be watching something for, but you get me, because obviously the equivalent here would be start at 7, really, wouldn't it, with the NXT one? To 7. You're probably gonna, if you stay up for AEW, for Saturday night's main event, you're gonna be up for about 8 hours, 9 hours watching wrestling. So it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. Saturday night main event is coming live from Atlanta, Georgia, though. Obviously home of Bill Goldberg. This match will be on YouTube, and you'll realize that with Saturday night main event, it's so poor that by the time it's done, there's full highlights of it straight away, and they just put it into the regular highlights like they do with Monday Night Raw. So I might even just do that. We have in this match so far, and I repeat, so far, the build for Saturday night's main event, no joke at all, official, on the WWE website, is Drew McIntyre versus LA Knight, Seth Rollins versus no, sorry, let me reverse that. Yeah. Drew McIntyre takes on Randy Orton, a rehash of a feud that we saw in COVID. It was one of the feuds that got us through COVID. But this just came out of the fact that Randy Orton gave Drew McIntyre RKO last week. Nothing else. Seth Rollins takes on LA Knight. Nothing involved in this match. Seth has the briefcase, but the briefcase on the line. This is kind of pointless. But LA Knight, I guess, has fought Bron Breakker, has fought Bronson Reed. So we're just going after the third member of that group. And then we have Gunther versus Goldberg for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I'm very intrigued with Gunther versus Goldberg because everything tells us that Gunther should win this, even the fact that Goldberg got his licks out on him on Raw. But there's always something in the back of your mind that what if Goldberg wins? Now, if Goldberg wins and Seth cashes in, fair enough. If Seth distracts them and then, you know what I mean? But 3 matches made on this card one day before, it's crazy. It's crazy. When I saw... No, I didn't even get into it. Let's not even get into it. But yeah, bit of a crazy one. Obviously, again, WWE drowned out the competition. Let's speak about, before we go, and there's a couple stories and I get to the comment section as well. Where are we going with WWE seeing AEW's competition? It's very weird to me because for me, it feels like they've distanced themselves away from each other. As soon as AEW's numbers dropped and got close to the NXT numbers, the new NXT, now they are, if by numbers, in competition with each other. In fact, NXT gets a lot of numbers, more than them sometimes. I feel like the main roster have nothing to worry about anyway, and WWE have a 50-year head start on AEW, so there's nothing to worry about there either. So it's a bit weird for me. I feel like they're a bit insecure. Maybe it's because of, I don't know, the creative and stuff like that, but the women of Evolution to be put at on Sunday after all of this has already happened. You have to think of it logically. The working man and woman is the people that are paying for these tickets at wrestling. You have to wait till Sunday for the pay per view, but between Sunday, you have AEW All In, you have NXT Great American Bash, you have Saturday night's main event, you have the the MLB All Star Weekend, and you have a Beyonce concert in the same place. So all the opportunities for these people not to thrive on that day is limited based on WWE's booking. Now, we know for a fact that Women's Evolution was booked in May. We're only in July, so 2 months ago, which means you knew it was going to be on the same day as AEW. Then reports came out yesterday saying that WWE plan to put on more NXT shows when AEW is doing their shows as well. And there's already one coming up, which I don't think it's AEW All Out. It might be. And then NXT something is going to be on the same day again. So I find that a bit strange. I'm all for competition and stuff like that, but what you have to understand is half of the people on each roster are best friends with each other. And if you're participating to bring in now one of these companies, if you ever lose your job or get future endeavored by either one, that's the place you're going to go to get your work. And if you can say TNA, but WWE and TNA have a partnership anyway, so they'll be safe. So I think it's very interesting how the people are going about it, but it's their life, I guess. We're just here for the entertainment. So we'll see how that works out, if it works out, and why it works out if it does. We'll see. Let's go to Alexander says, Savage, have you seen Roman's new name, Tribal Chief 1? Yeah, I don't like it. I saw reports came out yesterday that on return, they plan to refer to Roman Reigns, the OTC, as Tribal Chief 1, which begs the question, are they going forward with acting like Solo is the other Tribal Chief? Because I'm sure that the Ulafala was one fair and square for Roman to receive the Ulafala beads back. It's kind of crazy that they've done that, but I can't do anything about it. He throws the one up anyway, but now it's going to look a bit cheesy. To call him Tribal Chief 1 when being the chief means you're number 1 anyway, it's kind of silly. And I'm a massive fan of Roman, but I don't get why they would do this. Well, I do get why. The creative's rubbish. Roman didn't come up with that. I'm still waiting for Aleister Black to get his lick back on Barking Boy and Twitter sim Bronson Reed. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see if he gets his licks back. But who knows, man? Who knows? Off topic, Sav, are you going to the Kendrick show in Birmingham? No. How many days is he doing? Because he was there yesterday because I could hear it from my window. And then when I checked on Instagram, I seen everyone was it's at Villa Park. But I don't care for no disrespect in that. I'm a fan of Kendrick's music, but I'm not a Kendrick fanboy, so like I wouldn't have paid to go and watch Kendrick Lamar in concert anyway, unless my son wanted to go and then he needed someone to go with him, then I would have went. I think a couple of my friends went to the concert yesterday as well. Villa Park was packed out. Kendrick's a successful and great rapper and good hip hop artist, but I'm not fanboying him in it, which is it's kind of funny though because Kendrick's in concert now at Villa Park, and I think Drake's in concert with Party Next Door in about 2 months, maybe a month. So see how people take that as well. But yeah, did they say Solo's new crew will have a new name? They didn't say in any reports that Solo's crew will have a new name. Who knows what they're going to go with? I mean, the bloodline, the official bloodline's dead in the water at the moment, so who knows? They might just take on the bloodline moniker. But before we get out of here, let's check. I'll check the rest of the news, see if there's anything else I can get to. You already know on this channel, we don't really like rumors and stuff like that. I'm willing to take news if it's got a source and a report, but anything to do with this person's been seen at the PC or this person been seen in Chicago and all that stuff, allow it. I don't want anything ruined for me. Just to let you guys know that if you're new to the channel. Everything's moving so slow. Let's go to WrestleOps and see what they're saying. No, Naomi. 1 year ago today, Stephanie Vakia joined NXT. That's crazy. It's the year already. Here we go. According to the study of Cryptomaniacs, the wrestlers who received the most abuse online. Should we go through this? Should we go through this? So the wrestlers, they have a top 10 list based on stats and statistics of who gets abused online the most. This is crazy, and I'm not even laughing at it because I don't like the fact that it's. And I bet a lot of them are going to be women. Who should we? Before we hit the list, who do you think is going to be the top five? Tell me who you think the top five is going to be. I'm already. I think I know the top five. To be honest, I think I know the top five. But let me know. I'm going to go with. I can't do it in order though, but I'm going to go with Nia Jax, 100%. Charlotte, 100%. Um, Nia, Charlotte. It's not just WWE, so I'm going to go with Mercedes Moné as well because I think a lot of people don't like her. Um, Maybe CM Punk, only because of what has happened with Saudi Arabia, and everyone seems to get blocked by CM Punk. So I'm gonna go Nia, Charlotte, Soraya, and CM Punk. Nia, Charlotte, Soraya, CM Punk, and then I'm thinking like one more. Did I say one more then? I don't know. I think I said one more. Yeah, who knows? Nia, Charlotte, Mercedes Moné, Soraya, CM Punk. Okay, that's what I'm gonna go with. All right, man. Let's get it. Top 10 most hated online, being abused. Nah, Roxanne Perez ain't gonna be there, bro. No, she won't be there. Surely not. Surely not. But Nia will be there. I said give me the top five, and you gave me two names, bro. I know for sure Charlotte's got to be like by the top. I'm gonna go Ricochet as well. Ricochet gets a lot of hate online. I don't know what they count as hate though. I know with the women they get a lot of abuse of the way they're looking at, which is crazy. But Ricochet's always arguing people online, so I might put Ricochet up there as well. All right, since you lot are not doing it, then I'll just do it here, man. You know, like that. Let's get that. Let's get that. Let's get this. Hopefully this comes up. All right. Most hated, most abused online. According to studies from Cryptomaniacs, Charlotte is number one. Nia Jax number two. Mercedes Moné number three. Jesus, this is literally my top five. Soraya number four. Tegan Knox number five. Okay, I had CM Punk as number five. Well, in the top five. I didn't expect Tegan Knox to be there, but I guess that's because she posts quite a lot of things out being outspoken. CM Punk is number six, so I weren't far off there. Charlotte, Soraya, Nia, Roxanne, Moné. Nah, I told you Roxanne wouldn't be there, bro. She doesn't get that. Yeah. Chris Jericho number seven, Cora Jade number eight. Okay, Young Bucks number nine, Jade Cargill number 10, John Moxley number 11, Alexa Bliss number 12, Britt Baker number 13, Will Ospreay number 14, number 15 joint is Ricochet, Natalia, and Nikki Bella. These statistics are based on data collected from the end of April 2004 to the end of April 2025 or 2024. All of the sports studies were faced with the highest level of abuse online. That's crazy, man. That is crazy, bro. I'm just gonna let man know, man. If you're running around trying to bully women and that, bro, fix up, bro. They do have the percentage of negative comments here as well, so I can go through the percentages. The sample size is 35,000, so they've taken 35,000, and that's the sample size, and then they dissect it into positive and negative, randomly done. Charlotte is on 36.4% of negative comments. Nia's on 35.3, Mercedes Moné on 29.6, Soraya on 29.3, Tegan Knox 28, CM Punk 27, Jericho 25, Cora J 24, Young Bucks 24, Jay Cargill 21, John Moxley 20, Alexa Bliss 20, Britt Baker 20, Will Ospreay 19, Ricochet 19, Natalia and Beck and Nikki Bella 19. Nikki Bella won't make sense. Even though I wouldn't hate her, but I think there's always the stuff what happened with her and her husband. So I think people side on that. Natalia Haight don't get it at all. She seems like the nicest person. I don't know why they would hate her. Anyone what stands out there that shocked me a little bit. I didn't expect Jericho's to be so high, but then I think him and CM Punk being next to each other makes sense because they're there and they're always blocking people for having to argue and stuff. But you have to. What I will say is, as much as this is bad, the sample size is 35,000 and the highest is 36%, which means you've got 64% of people that it's positive comments. So take it where you do. It just shows that people focus on the negative more than the positive, I guess. So one of those, man. But very interesting. Big up to Cryptomaniacs there for the stats. Off topic, Skepta dissed Joyner Lucas. Is that all? Is that just a statement? I know everyone knows that he dissed him. Well, they've been sending for each other, in it. Listen, man, for the culture, run it, in it. For the culture, run it. But what's happened is all the Americans now are dissing the UK and dissing UK rap. So this could end. This could end nice. To be fair, this could end in something for the ages. You know what I mean? We already had Kendrick and Drake, so I'm here about it. Joyner Lucas is a barsman though. And Skepta is one of UK's best, but the styles on it, the styles are very different. So yeah, no, I know we made a decision. I know we did. But yeah, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. Who hates Natalia? She don't bother no one, in my opinion. A Hall of Famer. She's a veteran of the game. That don't stop hate though, does it? That don't stop hate. Most of the people on the list don't bother anyone. They get comments sent to them, they respond, and then other people jump on those comments. So, but yeah, we'll leave it there though because again we're lagging. I don't like it, but we got through 45 minutes. At least the audio was great. Big up to everyone in the chat. Big up to anyone who comes along later on and watches. And big up to all the people that keep telling me to do more content so they can watch it and then don't turn up. This is why I don't do more. But anyway, love for the love. I will catch you guys throughout the weekend. Probably if SmackDown's any good, do a review, but then tomorrow, obviously, watch alongs throughout the whole weekend. Check out Hugo Online as well, because I ain't posted on there for about 2 weeks, so maybe I'll throw something up on there as well. But yeah, love for the love. Go and enjoy the rest of your day. And I don't think I've got anything coming up later on. If I do, check the community tab. And yeah, I'm sure we'll find out what's going on from there.